when John Cena took on Randy Orton at his return bout, somebody had asked me how the pay-per-view had gone, and when I finished recapping the pay-per-view and I explained the John Cena Randy Orton finish where Randy Orton got himself disqualified, the guy that had asked me how the match had gone kind of cocked his head funny, kind of like when when you make a weird noise in front of an animal and they kind of cock their head to one side. And he goes, "Really, John Cena lost?" And I said, "Yes, isn't that great?" And he looked at me and he seemed kind of put out, and he said, "Well, maybe for you," and walked away. And that was the first time that I really realized how popular John Cena was and is. Since that time, I've tried to keep a little bit more of an open mind in terms of, what I say about other people's, wrestling abilities and whatnot, because I felt legitimately bad that, I had bashed this guy's hero, and not everyone can, enjoy wrestling quite the way that I do, or the way that the Midwest Jobbers Association does. So, as part of my penance after talking about that and watching what goes on in recent weeks here, I want to basically throw out a dissertation on John Cena being, believe it or not, a good wrestler. So, John Cena came from an athletic background. He was a college football player and a professional bodybuilder before he signed with UPW to become a wrestler. UPW, for those of you who don't know, was a training ground for a lot of WWE hopefuls, guys like Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels, both, cut some licks in that promotion, so it's a good promotion. Cena was signed by the WWE and placed into Ohio Valley Wrestling, where he trained until he debuted in 2002 against, of all people, Kurt Angle. From the Kurt Angle Olympic Challenge, he went on to feud with Jericho, The Undertaker, and Brock Lesnar, all within the first year and a half of his career. It was during the time between his Taker and Jericho feud that he developed the white rapper gimmick, in which he cut freestyle promos against his opponents, wearing the throwback jerseys and the chain and all that good stuff. So it was his first, heel turn and major gimmick revision, and the gimmick itself got over so huge that he eventually had to turn face, and did so by joining Team Angle at Survivor Series in 2003. So early 2004, he begins a program with the Big Show, where he eventually wins the U.S. title from Big Show. And he wins and loses that for a couple of months, takes some time off to film his first movie, The Marine, and then begins to push for the world title. His push towards the world title began with him dropping the U.S. title, to Orlando Jordan, and he went on to win the world title, the WWE Championship, from JBL at WrestleMania 21. From there, he basically had that title with two losses to his credit. He did drop the title to Edge and to Rob Van Dam before winning it back from Edge on a separate occasion for pretty much 3 years. So for about 3 years running, we had John Cena running the WWE. Like I said, his main feud was with Edge for those, couple of years. However, there were some very memorable feuds involving people like the Great Khali, Umaga, of course, Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and, a slew of others. And he basically ran down every single opponent that the WWE put in front of him. It wasn't until October of 2007 where he would be forced to vacate the title because of a pec tear. and we were told he'd be out for 6 to 8 months, which has made it all the more surprising when he showed up as the 30th entrant at the Royal Rumble in January as the 30th man, and 4 months into his 8-month out, storyline. So from there, he wins the Royal Rumble, goes on to challenge Randy Orton at No Way Out, as it turns out, and then ends up losing, which surprised some people, as I spoke about before. And then, since then, he's been used to push, other superstars, guys like Randy Orton and JBL, and he's given the rub to Crime Time right now, and DiBiase and Rhodes even. So WWE has opted to keep the belt off of him at this point for reasons currently unknown. Some interesting things that I've learned about John Cena. If you go to the WWE website, John Cena has 13 individual web pages devoted to his merchandise, along with many other currently retired items. Cena merchandise, as I'm sure you all know, has been a top seller on WWEshop.com for over 2 years. John Cena is also the most requested wrestler currently for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He is also the most active wrestler in the Make-A-Wish Foundation within the company. I want to talk here a little bit about John Cena's moveset currently, only because it's somewhat stale. He currently has the 5-knuckle shuffle, the FU, the STFU, the throwback, which he throws out occasionally, and the flying shoulder tackle. A lot of the internet fans refer to this concept as the 5 moves of doom, and a lot of champions that were extremely over had a 5 moves of doom moveset. So I don't want to blame his moveset on for people detracting him. The main arguments against John Cena are that he can't wrestle, he's not over, and he just sucks. Beyond that, you don't get too much of an argument out of people who are a detractor against John Cena. It's a proven fact that he has in fact watered down his style from when he first started. The argument that John Cena isn't really over, and I want to clarify this because you're an idiot if you think he's not. Don't bring that to me, because it's just a stupid way to justify things. Guys like Kurt Angle, guys like The Undertaker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, all of them have, helped to put him over and put him as the face of the current WWE roster.
Word life, this is basic thugonomics. This is basic thugonomics. Word life. I'm untouchable, but I'm forcing you to feel me. Word life, this is basic thugonomics.